Let me tell the people about the responsibility of the part you've got here. The movie's called Freeheld, and it's based on a true story about a police detective, played by Julianne Moore, who is dying with cancer and has to fight with county officials in New Jersey to be allowed to leave her police pension to her domestic partner, which is you. Is this a true story?
It's a true story, yes.
And when did this happen?
10 years ago, 2005.
Just 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Now, is it, you only came out as openly gay about, what was it, about a year and a half ago? Something like that? Is it... Is it striking to you that in 2006, when this movie takes place, it was not legal to be gay married in 41 states. There were specific laws in 41 states against gay marriage, and only one state where it was legal. And now, less than 10 years later, it's legal all across the United States. What do you think accelerated this acceptance?
Well, I think for the most part, you know, LGBT people started to become more visible, you know, and I think what happens in tolerance is always correlated with, you know, less people being out of the closet. And the more people started living their lives, the more we've had films about it on television, et cetera, et cetera. Incredible activists like Laurel and Stacey. It really changes minds, you know, touches people's hearts, and makes it shift from seeing something as other or different, and of course realizes we're all the same, and all we're asking for is equality, and to grow up in a society that doesn't make us feel less than, that doesn't make us feel shame, and doesn't make us have to deal with the repercussions of that, which are really destructive.
Well, we have a clip here from the movie about the beginning of their relationship.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. I screwed up. I had no right to talk to you the way I did. I ruined our date, and I really enjoyed being with you, and I'm nervous. Maybe I am too old for you.
You stop saying that. If anything, you're too smart for me.
No way. You're smart, funny, and you're honest, and basically, I think you're amazing.
So you called to say I'm amazing?
Yes. Can I see you again?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet. It's almost as if lesbian couples are like all other couples.
It's crazy, isn't
it crazy
it's
that
crazy.
way? No, some of the people, the people portrayed in the movie, one of the town council members said they can't vote to transfer Laurel's pension to your character because of their religious beliefs. And a lot of people now talk about how their religious beliefs are being infringed upon by having to provide services or having to provide benefits that are against the conscience of the person who's having to do the work or cast the vote. What do you say to people who feel that their religious rights go ahead of perhaps your marriage rights?
Oh, well, what I would say to that is, like, religious liberty and religious freedom is so important. It's so crucial. And what's unfortunate, throughout history, religious liberty has been used to justify discrimination based on gender, then based on race, and now it's the LGBT community.
But do you have any sympathy for people who have been taught one thing they believe, and it's a core belief of theirs, and now they have to change in the face of a changing, you know, society or changing social norms? Because there are things I believe, I believe in God, and there are things that I believe that I know are crazy. I know they're not true. You know, guardian angels, not real, okay? I totally believe in guardian angels. There's one over my shoulder right now, okay? He's the one who wiped my glasses right off my face when I was making jokes about the Pope.
Yeah.
Do you have any sympathy? Do you have any sympathy for people who are sort of shocked by the change of the culture?
Well, I think often people just aren't, they're just not exposed, right? They just haven't been exposed, or they haven't had an interaction with LGBT people. And I really do believe in my heart that it is typically that.
You're getting the Human Rights Campaign National Vanguard Award on Saturday. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Do you ever... You were only became public about your sexuality about 1.5 years ago. Do you ever feel like a burden now? Okay, now like I have to carry the weight of a movement, or I have to represent something. Is that ever a problem or bother you? You wish you didn't have to.
No, I feel so grateful for it. You know, I feel so grateful to feel how I feel now compared to how I felt when I was a closeted person. It is not a nice place to be. I was sad. It is toxic, and I wish that no one had to live that way. And when, you know, as a person, I'm a very privileged person. I'm a very privileged gay person, and those who are affected the most in our community are the most vulnerable. And I feel so grateful to be able to, you know, talk about things or share stories and meet incredibly inspiring people or have connections with people who've been touched by me coming out, which is an incredible moment to get to have with a human being. So really what I feel is gratitude.
You're also from Canada.
I am, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And that comes with a certain burden. Is it easier to be gay in Canada or in the United States? Because gay marriage has been legal in Canada since 2005. Has it destroyed marriage in Canada?
Not in the slightest.
Really?
No.
There's not blood running in the streets of Manitoba? if there were streets in Manitoba?
I love your geography knowledge.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
it's impressive.
Yeah. I might talk
yeah.
about Saskatoon in
Yeah.
a little bit. Well,